Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pause. All right. All right, I'm adjourning out of Public Works. Again, sorry, we have to do work session. But anyone who's already spoken can leave.
Oh, you're worried to go back to Public Works?
Unless you got something else to say.
Oh, wait, I need that.
You're in.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, I like this. Keeps us.
So concerned. Vinegar Hill and stuff in it.
Because I saw stuff in the sheet.
Yeah, it's under, yeah.
Confused. It's only because we have folks coming for this one.
There it is.
Because this is the old one.
All right, we have
This one.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 2.5
That's what I
minutes.
mean. Like you have to look out of it and you're in the wrong place.
It's
I'm
from.
gonna look over my.
I'm missing something I saw.
So this is also not my little inbox. That's right.
Mine will come up there.
Oh.
Looking at,
I'm gonna find all the stuff for work session like this, the sheet stuff. It's all from
There's
email.
nothing, yeah, something on the work session about it. That was what threw me off.
It's underneath here.
No, I believe, I remember that, but it's not on the agenda.
Oh, yeah. It's.
So then why did she say-
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm saying that, right? It's definitely there.
That's just threw me off. Plus we talked about it in committee.
I got it. I mean, the actual where plants are going.
I got the line drawing, but I thought that was part of it, but I don't know. Maybe we'll just see it today.
Yeah, it's under.
It may have been in the past
Sheets. Plan.
approval process.
Talked in passing, it's never.
It was in another. I don't. Gotta.
There we go. Thank you.
I started thinking the same thing. I was like, wait a minute, it's there, but it's not.
Like this is going through. This is going. I always, it would have been maybe a year or two ago. Yeah.
There you go.
Yes, if we got a plan. That's how long it was that.
Teddy bear farm
From that
No, they
company.
did one for them. I'm telling you, they saw it, but the exterior looked like it's a graphic
Oh,
or mock-up.
that's all
We
right.
didn't get it.
You could use that as your crib notes for tomorrow night too.
Yeah, there you go.
He hosts the trivia night.
You got it.
If I can. I won't be able to go tomorrow night, Nate.
So during the Vinegar Hill discussion, I was wondering if we can't ask the stormwater people of the conservation district to come up with maybe like an engagement strategy for
Well, it's tomorrow.
a block where it's like Dan Carpenter.
I made it.
It's Vinegar Hill. It's the bottom of Vinegar Hill, right?
Shark on the.
Yeah, that's Vinegar Hill. It's a hill that goes down.
Made my two
Right,
trips.
so there.
Depends on which direction.
Did you?
Yeah. We're on the down part of the
If you're
slope.
looking at Vinegar Hill, it's the next road.
We all are.
I got.
Yeah, we all are, right? It's like a mitigation strategy we can have, like, we're like, everybody's on the road. And like plan a certain type of stuff.
The unfortunate reality is, I was thinking, everyone has to deal with.
I would have. Instead of.
Nightmare disaster.
I didn't make a call, I think.
In that area.
Yeah.
There's a flat.
You see.
We go to Bullies, which is right there too.
Bullies Tavern, yeah.
It's gonna-
Like,
Tails on her head to help head on.
All right. 7:00. I'd like to call this call to order the Indiana Borough Council work session. Can we have a roll call, please, Lori?
Yes, Broad,
Here.
DeBowser,
Here.
Maple,
Here.
Milnes,
Here.
Newell,
Here.
Cerniso,
Here.
Smith,
Here.
Vandernick.
Here.
8 present, 0 absent.
Do we have any additions or changes to the agenda this evening?
I have something under new business since last time you yelled at me for not mentioning it.
Okay.
Just talking about the municipal league, the Pennsylvania Municipal League. It should be brief.
We'll add that. And I assume our presenters today are not generally mentioned here, but do we know when we want them to present?
Well, they're only here
The community
when we
development.
do
Yeah,
community
actually.
development. If you guys have any questions,
Okay.
they're here to
All right.
Answer it.
I will open the floor for public comment. Each speaker has 3 minutes. Is there anyone interested in speaking today on either the matters of the agenda or the Council of Boroughs? No. All right. Moving on to committee reports, administration. We just came from there.
We just did. So I'm sorry, I had one someplace else.
I wasn't in minutes. There's nothing I saw.
I supposed to take?
We reviewed financial reports. We had a report from our parking department. We had a human resource report regarding we have a new supervisor who has started in code, and all managers of departments are having visits. We approved a resolution to move to council regarding Berkheimer to serve as our head count assessment for our new emergent EMS services. And then we also approved to head to council the new contract for our human resources consulting team.
Excellent. I don't see any action item there. Moving on to community development. Screen. So community development, we saw the plans from that we're going to be reviewing today, later in our action item from Sheets. We also heard that the Zoop is undergoing some final quality checks, and that should be ready. I know we rescheduled an engagement piece for that Zoop till March or May 5th, I think, or March 5th. We voted to move the 8th Street Action Plan to this committee, as well as the discussion over the Indiana County Office of Planning and Development Housing Study, or the communication from our Office of Planning and Development about the housing study. Moving on to our action item. So I have a suggested motion here to approve the 8th Street Action Plan as a framework for improvements to the 8th Street corridor. So
It doesn't.
From
need a
committee.
it doesn't need a second. All right. So all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it. Up next, we have the Sheets preliminary conditional approval. We have a motion to preliminarily approve the proposed Sheets redevelopment project. The preliminary approval is conditional on
A floodplain review.
floodplain review.
Trojan, it's in their packets. They have them.
Yeah,
But that's the only conditional thing, correct?
as far as I'm aware, yes.
Okay.
Are there any PennDOT permits or anything like that required?
I believe there's a traffic impact study that's going to be undertaken.
Yeah, I think you want to just, if you want to grant conditional approval with conditions, I think you want to just say, basically you're saying we're okay with the layout and it meets our ordinances interior, but you want to make sure that they get all of the approvals that they're required to get. Then you guys can officially approve it and sign the plans and things like that.
Right, that's correct. So I've done my review based on the zoning ordinance and subdivision land development ordinance. And their submittal is generally consistent with that, like I said, aside from the floodplain review. But they see that as something that they can address prior to the final approval. So this is step one in it.
Stormwater management also, or
Yeah, stormwater management.
so we'll be submitting plans and then we'll have us, okay.
Yeah, I don't want to belabor the point, I guess. My name is Ryan Wotus. Good evening, members of council, Mr. Mayor and staff. Here on behalf of Sheets, I'm their land use counsel. So we have made the submittal with respect to the preliminary plan. We do have, I think, access to the plans electronically if you'd like us to walk through the proposed site plan layout. This is the first step of the process from a preliminary land development plan perspective. There will be, as indicated, there will be a traffic impact study completed. We have submitted preliminary stormwater plans associated with this. All of those would be part of the final package when this comes back for final approval by council. That would include, at that time, we'll be going through with PennDOT to get any HOPs that are required. And typically, those are third-party approvals. So if we come back, we can give an update in terms of where that stands. But council would be able to proceed with the condition that we then obtain that, those third-party permits. So, as I said, would you like us to walk through the plans and give you guys a little bit of a brief overview in terms of what's proposed for the site?
Yes, that's what you're.
Okay. I wasn't sure how familiar council was. I know this is the first time we've had the opportunity to be before you, and appreciate your time this evening as well. So with that little bit of a background, again, what's pending before you for consideration is just the preliminary land development plan. The site is located on the northeast side of 4th and Pennsylvania. This is historically, and still the remnants are there, of the Rite Aid building. As part of this redevelopment, we would be demolishing all of those improvements, reconstructing the site as a Sheetz convenience store with fuel sales. The subject property is located within your C2, which is the general business and commercial zoning district. The use is categorized as a convenience sales, including gas sales, which is a use that's permitted as of right within that zoning district. This was previously reviewed on maybe 3 occasions by your planning commission. Most recently, we were before them earlier this month, and they had issued a unanimous recommendation for approval to council. That was dated February 10th of 2026. As Trajan had said, we also, this project was subject to a staff review. There were a couple comments that were included in that, none of which we believe are material in terms of being a hindrance to getting those approvals, including our stormwater, PennDOT, and we are still working through that floodplain aspect of that, which that's in process. That would be completed, and then ultimately, again, we'd be back here for final approval before you. So we will give an update at that time. But again, this is the first step in sort of a multi-step process to get the preliminary approval. Then we can start to proceed through those additional steps. So with that, I would like to introduce Jerry Kladowski with CEC. That is our site civil engineer. Brian Rushi is here as well with us this evening. He's the Sheetz engineering and permit manager responsible for this project. So hopefully we have enough of the team assembled if you guys have any questions. But with that, I'll let Jerry walk through the plans if those are able to be.
They have a copy of it in front of them.
Okay.
Well, front's a strong word. There's a lot of emails.
A lot of box.
Takes a moment to find it again.
Yeah, so good evening, everyone. Jerry Kowalski with Civil and Environmental Consultants. I'm the civil engineer for the project. As Ryan stated previously, we had the building situated the way we wanted it, which was, very far back on the site, more towards Nixon Avenue instead of down on the frontage. There were some concerns with the new ordinance coming through, even though we're under the old ordinance, that council members wanted that building to be, thank you. They wanted it to be shifted down towards Philadelphia Street. So we went back to the drawing board. We threw away everything else that we had done. We looked into that and we said, okay, I think we can make this work. So we pulled the building down as far as we could. One of the issues that we did run into is, the Rite Aid where it was above the base flood elevation of the stream that was right next to us. That's one of the things that we're dealing with. So by pulling the building down towards Philadelphia, we had to elevate it a little bit, keep it a foot and a half above the base flood elevation. So the building will not be right at street level. It'll be elevated approximately 5 feet above the sidewalk. We're working through some concepts right now to bring some ADA sidewalks up to the building. But I don't see that as being a problem. It's just something that we have to work through. So we still maintain the 6 pumps that we did previously. 38 parking spaces. We'll manage all the stormwater on site with underground detention, just because there's nowhere else to put it. All utilities will be brought into the corner of the building. There's utilities all around the site, so there's no offsite extensions required. All of our work will be contained within our property limits. I know there's a new sidewalk that was constructed on 4th. We'll be tying into that and to the sidewalk on Philadelphia Street. So everything is contained on the site. We're basically working within the curb limits of the existing Rite Aid, not disturbing the stream at all. So that's a quick rundown.
Where are the USTs going to be?
They'll be in the back along Nixon Ave.
In the parking.
Yeah, under the park.
Out of the flood.
They are in the floodplain. We are going to submit for a variance to allow that. So that's our modeling right now shows that the floodway is outside of that and the floodplain would be outside of that, but we're not going through the map revision process to edit the map, so it'll still show like they're in it.
I have a question. And maybe this is perfectly normal with bigger parking lots, but you say underground detention of stormwater, what happens when it's full?
It slowly releases as it fills up. So without belaboring you with stormwater issues, but what happens is
We have.
We talk a lot about.
so stormwater it's really based on a curve. So when the storm starts, you're at hour 0 and elevation 0. As the storm carries on, it goes up on a bell curve and it hits its peak.
Yeah.
And that's usually like around hour 11 and a half or hour 12. And then it starts to fall down again. When you put detention in, it stretches that and lowers the peak. Okay. So you have this longer period of time. So you put orifices on the outside just to let it drain out as the storm is coming in. So as the storm event is happening, it's releasing water as it goes. And we'll design it to hold the 100-year storm event. So even if you have a 100-year storm event and there's no water leaving, the tank will hold it.
So in those situations where, because being next to the stream, I don't know how deep, forgive me, but like with the stream there, isn't the ground already going to be very saturated when you add in the rainfall? Wouldn't it be continue to be super saturated? And then, or is that not generally, forgive me, I'm not trying to hyper focus on this property. This is more a general question. Because we talk about stormwater and flooding a lot. And so just trying to make sure if that's normal operating procedure, just tell me to shut up. If it's not, that's where my curiosity is.
Yeah, we would put our discharge pipes to be above flood elevation.
Okay.
Or at least, in that neighborhood. Again, it's all based on timing.
Sure.
So depending on the storm event, the creek will only be a little bit higher and we'll be releasing to it. During the heavy events, the whole creek may be inundated, our pipes may be inundated, but it's not going to stay like that. It'll just keep releasing.
And this is a design you've seen other places, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
They're not talking about infiltration. They're just talking about storing it underground. And then there'll be a pipe high somewhere and it'll come out. There'll be mechanisms to go to your storm sewer system.
Yeah, so it slowly releases that water. So it'll go in, it can detain that basically in underground tanks for a period of time. It'll have the outfall, which will keep that rate consistent. So it never has sort of that surge. So all that water.
That's a little bit about what I was getting at. Sometimes we had manhole covers lift off with so much water.
Yeah.
Sinkholes open up and all kinds of.
But to be honest, the situation is not going to be any worse than what it is now because that whole lot's paved anyway.
Yeah, it should actually.
That's why I didn't know if that's already how it was.
And it's probably going to be better because we're adding more grass area than what's there currently. So.
All right, nice. Thank you.
Do you know the scope of the PennDOT traffic study? Like, is it gonna go up to say Water and Fourth, which is close to this exit? Do you know the scope of that?
We just resubmitted the TIS. I don't know if it goes that far or not. I'm not overly familiar with the study, but it has been resubmitted back to PennDOT. So we're waiting for comments from PennDOT.
So real quick on the traffic study, we're literally weeks away from changing the traffic pattern. So anything that comes back is going to end up being, because that 4th Street light's on the 4-way red list. So
we'll be studying Water and 4th anyways.
Yeah, we're studying some of the places around it, but some of it will become unfortunately immediately obsolete as soon as a 4-way red is enacted because it'll change the flow of traffic through there probably fairly significantly.
Still be a baseline.
On Carpenter and Fourth?
No, on the area around Rite Aid.
I wasn't here last meeting, just trying to listen.
Oh,
All right.
I'm sorry. Yes,
Trying to catch
I
up.
forgot that.
Okay,
But
yeah,
that's one of the lights.
yeah, I'm talking about more traffic because they have the current exits and entrances, which are left and right turn. And I'm imagining turning left out of that parking lot is going to be really difficult on Fourth. And then turning on from Water onto Fourth is basically impossible now, and it will become exceedingly impossible. And I just wondered how far that traffic study went. If it's going to study it's only a half a block away from your entrance. I didn't know if that.
Well, keep in mind, the traffic exiting this site is gonna be prohibited from making lefts out. I don't know if that helps.
So on Fourth, you can't turn left.
Yeah, when we're coming out onto Fourth,
It's right only.
all of our traffic's gonna have to turn right.
Okay,
It'll be full access on Philadelphia.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
but only right only. Okay,
Right.
that's better.
Right.
That's better.
So full access on Philly, okay, in and out. And so, okay, so on the Fourth Street end, okay.
We really appreciate taking into consideration our desires and moving that building to the
Yeah,
front to
that's-
align with our new code. Really appreciate that. So
Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank
we're
you.
happy to accommodate. Initially, engineering, yeah, we had to go back and basically do a whole rework to make sure it actually works for the site. One thing it did alleviate though is there was a front yard setback variance that we would have needed. So that did at least get rid of that requirement by being able to resituate this and sort of meet what you guys were looking for in terms of design of the or redesign of the site, I'd call it.
thank you.
Much
Thank
more
you.
pedestrian friendly. Thank you.
Was there any other questions or deliberation?
So, just one thing. So with you doing the redesign, you have it basically is facing as we had liked it. So as I'm looking, is at the back of the building on Philadelphia Street, facing Philadelphia Street.
Technically, it's the back of the building, but it will have a couple faux windows and awnings, so it'll look like the front side of the building, not necessarily the front, but it'll look like a side of the building. It won't be an ugly brick wall. It'll probably have like architectural projections and then the faux windows and canopies.
Okay, thank you.
Is that- Okay. Should we do a roll call vote? Or
I mean. are
When
we
in doubt, do
spending
a roll
money?
call.
we're not spending money, just do it.
Roll call votes are free.
Yeah.
All right.
Broad,
Yes.
DeBowser,
Yes.
Maple,
Yes.
Milnes,
Yes.
Newell,
Yes.
Cerniso,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Vanderneck.
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no.
All right.
Thank you for your time this evening. We really appreciate it.
You can-
Thank you for coming. Wait, I'm just- All right. I guess.
That's the second action item for.
This was.
See that?
She sent it.
He sent minutes.
I can send them to you. Or send them to-
Oh, I can recapture for these ones.
This?
the minute-
No, for public
safety.
I didn't see that.
That's okay. I mean, I can recap it pretty well.
All right,
We are missing.
getting back on our agenda, we'll move on to the public safety report. I believe we have an action item there.
Two, and I didn't know if you wanted to talk about this one now or wait. Take a full council. Or I guess, information for the retiring gentleman. We did mention it in the committee.
Yeah, and it's going to come to full council next week.
Next, that's fine. Okay,
Yeah.
I just wanted. Because I didn't see it here, so I'm gonna bring it up. Okay. Public safety, for those that weren't here, I keep forgetting, some people weren't. My apologies, Casey, and anyone else who wasn't here. We talked a lot about the traffic study. Chief Shaw had put together a graphic showing what has been done. There was a timeline, a very detailed timeline, quite frankly, that included basically everything that's happened in every conversation with dates. In the event that folks are interested in knowing those things, it should be, I don't know if it's clickable available yet, but it should become readily available in the relative near future for any of the public that are interested, or any of us who may have forgotten something or are trying to look ahead of what's next. So that was a big one. A couple of different events were talked about as well, including our action items. So A motion that came out of public safety was a motion to approve the downtown Indiana Coney Island St. Patrick's Day Parade on Saturday, March 14th, 2026, at 11 a.m. on the Philadelphia Street from 5th to 9th Street. Again, came out of committee, so no second needed.
All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, ayes have it.
All right. And then a second action item from downtown, the Downtown Indiana Car Show, suggested motion to approve the Downtown Indiana Car Show on Sunday, June 14th, 2026 from 3 to 7 p.m. in the following areas: Philadelphia Street from 5th Street to 9th Street along IRMC Park. And again, it does not need a second.
All right, there's a motion on the floor. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it.
Motion carries. Okay. And then there was some various other events talked about for being forthcoming, but we're still waiting on official submittals before any of them would end up at full council. So that's all I have for public safety at the moment.
All right, thank you. Moving on to public works, we're kind of in
Our
the
meeting's
middle.
in progress, so stay tuned next.
All right, we will stay tuned and in our chairs.
3 meetings to.
You get there. All right, now time for commission reports, planning.
Yes, there was a citizen request for being able to put a sandwich sign out in their store farther than the ordinance allows. I told them they had to take it to the zoning hearing board. They say that without it, they don't get enough foot traffic because nobody knows they're there. The zoning ordinance, we talked about. Sent a request to the county for a housing study. There's a local land use regulations workshop scheduled for May 4th at 5:20. The nomination is for the historic district has been updated and resubmitted. They're finalizing work on energy efficiency and so forth, and perhaps an Earth Day events. There was a conditional use request for building at the corner of Church and 9th or Oakland. I don't know. I always thought Oakland started at Church, but
It doesn't?
well, people are calling it the section first block. And I always thought it was 9th. They're calling that Oakland. Anyhow, it's the building that was in the olden days the first hospital in Indiana. It has been bought by somebody who has bought the other 2 buildings along there. They want to tear it down and put in a parking lot. The planning commission is opposed to that.
Yeah. It's a song.
On the grounds that they didn't fill the form. They didn't have the right address.
It's an excuse, but also in general, we're opposed to tearing down historic buildings and putting in parking lots.
What building is this? Is it the yellow?
The yellow
building?
one, it's yellow.
Oh. I mean, there's no parking there. That's a tough one.
Well, there's no parking for that building, but if that building is gone, you don't.
Well, I was saying there's no parking in front, there's no parking on the side. It's all one ways and it's all blocked off until you get way past that building.
Well, it's on street
No, there's not.
metered parking.
Not in front of it. No,
The meters don't go that far.
No.
Then
not on either side. There's no parking.
whatever. There's nothing in there right now. And then there was the sheets plan, but we just voted on that, so. That's what I have from the planning commission.
Excellent. And Shade Tree?
Shade Tree was canceled.
And Tree was canceled. All right, personnel reports.
I have nothing to report. I'll save it for the council meeting.
I thought I saw T sneak in here. Is he still here?
I'm still here.
All right, did you have anything to report from the police station?
The
Chief will address it at council or public safety.
All right, thank you. Solicitor Pat Doherty is not here today. President, I did just want to say one thing, that in this time when conversations about history and identity are starting to feel really loud and it's causing division, it's worth grounding ourselves in our local story, right? It's easy to think of civil rights history as something distant, geographically or generationally separate, but it happened here too, and it didn't happen that long ago. In the 1960s, local residents and students challenged segregation at Mack Park's public pool, and they joined broader marches for equal rights in our community along Philadelphia Street. Those efforts helped expand access and fairness for all people in our town. Today, our community proudly welcomes all people, and we remain committed to strengthening the policies, practices, and partnerships that advance fairness and inclusion for everyone inside Indiana Borough. I just wanted to share that at this time, and I'll move on to any report from the mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President. I echo those sentiments about civil rights. Thank you for sharing that with us. I do have like a couple things. The NAACP is hosting a couple of events, and I just want to put that on your guys' radar. I know tomorrow evening they will be hosting a movie at the Indiana Theater, 5 p.m. to 8:40. It's a showing of Hidden Figures. And then February 21st, there will be a discussion at the Indiana Playhouse from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. With Dr. Wingsey, who is a professor of history at IUP, with Dr. Carolyn Princess. And then there's going to be a little social event at the Fraternal Order of the Eagles on the 26th of this month, where there will be a celebration of Black history. So those are things that are going on in our community as far as Black history is concerned. Also, I am currently working on a resolution to introduce a junior council. So look forward to that.
Great. Keep us updated. Look forward to hearing more about that and seeing you at the Eagle.
Thank you, Charles.
I didn't see anything for old business. There is one item under new business.
Two, thank you very much.
Two new business items. What's the second one? Oh, that's right. First, Luke, what would you like to speak about today?
And I keep forgetting to ask Nicole this. So I forget exactly when, is the meeting coming up in March, Nicole, the voting meeting for the year from the Pennsylvania Municipal League?
Oh, for the local service tax.
No, just in general, because last year was much later in the year.
Yes.
So
it's
forgive
in
me, I'm
March.
trying to understand the PA Municipal League a little better. One, so that I can share things as I learn them. Also, they can just confuse me how they do things, and I'm trying to understand. But for example, because I know that we as a community, if we wanted to bring resolutions to them, there's a format to do that. I just haven't quite figured out how to do that. And then this meeting was relatively early in the year, so it kind of threw me off. So I'm saying all that, so hopefully Nicole will bail me out here at some point and tell me how all of this works. But back in December, when I had resigned to become reappointed, I would have also resigned as voting member for the PA Municipal League. So that is a vacancy of council. And now I'm willing to do it unless it's the meeting in March where we're required to vote. I cannot go to that particular seminar, whatever you want to call it.
It's at the end of March. I'm
Yeah.
going from March.
And so if we did want to have representation there to vote, I would not be able to fulfill that role. And I wanted to bring it up before it became too late. So, and my apologies, I kept forgetting to tell you about it. So my apologies for just coming out with it now. I remembered to do it in time to put it on the agenda. So
it's not March 13th or anything.
Yeah.
So that's great.
And so again,
All right, so
turn that over to you, but
how do we want to approach that? Is there any recommendations or motions from the council as to who we would like to see as a delegate that goes with Nicole? Or is it necessary for us to
You need to go to the thing to vote.
you don't.
Yeah.
No, you can do a mail-in.
Okay, I'm perfectly willing to do that unless someone else wants to go. And you should all be interested in going, whether or not you can go.
Yeah.
It was very,
Do
very
all the
informative.
information. I'm sure you guys have actually all received the information somewhat through an email.
There's just a lot of
I just got it in the mail. I think I did just get it.
Yes, actually, so, you have it.
Yeah.
Yes, so if anybody is interested in going, I know the chief and I are attending this, this training, but, if you're interested, let me know. It is in, Hershey, March.
It's like 24th.
It's the March, 24th, 25th and
Yeah.
26th.
Lucy.
So.
Okay.
But Luke, you're already a delegated. You don't have to, I don't think we have to reappoint you as the voting member.
You do not, even though I had resigned and been reappointed.
Yeah, I don't think they need to, yeah, we just. assigned
Okay,
you.
that's fine. If that's Jonathan, if that's fine with you, that's fine with me. I'm perfectly willing to do the research and vote from afar if
Yeah,
I'm allowed to do so. I didn't know I could do that. But if somebody did want to go to this thing, one, I would encourage you all to go once again. Or if someone was going in person and, you know, we wanted them to be able to vote on the ground there, that'd be fine as well.
Okay.
It's not offensive to me if you're like, well, John, you want to go, so you want to vote. That's fine. I understand, right?
Yeah, we'll see. I thank you for bringing it up, and I think we'll figure out a solution moving forward.
And I can do some more research. I'll get with Nicole then and try to learn a little bit more. And then maybe at the council meeting, if a vote does need to happen, it could happen then. Or learn what some of the resolutions might be to bring to council so we can review it.
Yeah,
I'll
we
do that.
definitely want to make that an open process.
I'll work on
Okay,
that.
moving on to that action item that we have listed here, a notice to proceed with the Philadelphia street sign modifications. Again, this is, if I'm correct, it is the agreement with Gibson and Thomas that governs the four-way all red pedestrian crossing signal. Is that the right language we landed on? Yeah, four-way, full stop, all red pedestrian crossing phase.
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 Yeah. You got on the second one. You got it.
Four-way, all red pedestrian crossing phase. On Philadelphia Street from 4th Street to 9th Street. So there's a suggested motion to approve the notice to proceed from Gibson Thomas Engineering to proceed with work, including an analysis of the traffic signals along Philadelphia Street from 4th Street to 9th Street, and Oakland Avenue. Recommendations to the borough and adjustments to the traffic signal plans.
So you need a motion?
I do need a motion.
I make that motion.
Thank you, Peter.
I second.
Okay, Luke seconds. Is there any discussion? Did everyone have a chance to look over? I think it was like $14,000.
not to exceed.
Not to exceed $14,000. All right, seeing no more discussion, we'll move on to a roll call vote.
Yes, Broad,
Yes.
DeBowser,
Yes.
Maple,
Yes.
Milnes,
Yes.
Newell,
Yes.
Cerniso, Smith,
Yes.
Vanderneck.
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no.
All right. Motion carries. Look forward to seeing that. All right, the time is
I
7:30.
do, oh, sorry, I forgot. Lori had put this in the packet. She and Eden sent this out. Lori did a donation to a blessing box. She kind of got the borough involved, and for our local blessing box, she is collecting food donations and it's going to be placed in our local box. So you.
Is that gonna be in our
Lori,
lobby or?
yeah, it's right now. She's collecting it. The blessing box. Lori, do you know where it's at?
I have it actually in my office, so if they bring it to the front, the girls will give it to me so I can store it there so it's out of the way.
Yeah, but where is the actual box located?
I'm not sure. I have to look at the map, but I know that there are a couple right within the borough.
So these will go all in the local borough.
In the borough, correct.
Food insecurity is a real challenge in this community. Thank you.
You're
Luke.
welcome.
See it in the back.
All right, anything else?
Move to adjourn.
Move to, is there a motion to adjourn? All those,
That's all.
is there a second?
You don't have to second.
Don't have-
Okay, all those. We're adjourned.
Thank you.